So welcome everyone to our Growing Readers Together webinar with the Hugo Public Library. Growing Readers Together is a 7-year project of the Colorado State Library that provided direct grants to libraries program funded by the Buell Foundation. Growing Readers Together focuses on supporting library professionals who are developing service to informal family, friend, and neighbor caregivers of young children in their communities. Quick Bites is a series of 20-minute talks on various topics related to early childhood, early learning, and working with FFN caregivers in the library. And this year, we are hosting some of our grantees who will share the work they've done in their libraries through Growing Readers Together.
Awesome. Thank you, Christine. And I'm going to introduce our facilitator, or I should say Apollo and I are going to introduce our facilitator today, Kristen Allen, who is the library director and librarian for the community of Hugo in Hugo, Colorado, which is Eastern Colorado for those of us who are, for people who may be watching this presentation after the fact. It's a small community there. And so Kristen's been the library director there for several years. And her focus with the Growing Readers Together grant was to make a children's area that was interactive and more than just a few bookshelves with some unorganized, outdated, and overly loved books. She had a blank canvas, and we're excited to see, Kristen, what you did with that blank canvas. So we're going to turn it over to you. And I'm also going to say welcome to Dawn, too. Dawn, nice to see you.
So, yeah, it was a very blank canvas. And it was actually pretty overwhelming. And looking at the struggles and the successes and everything, it was a roller coaster ride out here for sure. Okay, let's see if I can share screen. This one.
That's looking like it is. Woohoo!
Yay!
All right.
Fantastic. So yeah, when I first got here, let's see if I can figure out how to. There we go. This was what I was working with. When I first got here, I was going to point at my screen like you guys could see what I'm pointing at, but the purple table and the gray and purple bookshelves, that was my kids' area. That was it. And the bookshelves behind it were all adults, fiction and nonfiction. And then we had just gray storage cabinets to keep all of our supplies and stuff in. It was very beige. It was very beige. It was very bland, and it was really outdated. So before I got the Growing Readers Together grant, I was determined to bring some color into the library. And so I had to make my to-do list, and I had to organize. There were books everywhere, you guys. Like the pile of books down in the corner of my screen was no joke. There were books everywhere that I did not show in that picture. I mean, it was just beyond me. I had Lucy and Katie come out from Lyman, and we just stood in the doorway like, oh no, where do we go from here? And as we started organizing the shelves and getting the books put away and put back where they needed to go, we just made lists of all the gaps in the books that we had, all the sections that we were missing in nonfiction and that sort of thing. And then we had to get some color in here. It was so boring. And I don't like boring. So yeah, we just started pulling paint cards and carpet samples. And then my fourth goal was to get out into the community. Prior to me coming in, it was COVID, of course. So we all know what happened there. And prior to that, there was it wasn't a very open and welcoming library to go to, partly because of the management that it was under. I think it was just it just needed some revamping.
Yes.
So my second thing was I had to break down what I wanted to use the Buell grant for. And I needed to get some new processing supplies. We had basically nothing. I mean, everything from the plastic covering for books to barcode labels, like it was very low. The junior nonfiction, everything in the library was pretty much from 1990 or later. Or earlier, I guess you could say earlier. So older. Yes. It was very, very outdated. And the picture books, they were just, I mean, you could see in that first picture, there were just not very many. And, it's such a small community. The kids had already read everything. They weren't coming back. And we didn't have any beginning reader chapter books. So there was a lot to work with. So I had to remodel. And yeah, the R word. Nobody warned me how much fun that was going to be. So with the remodel, I was able to get a local grant and was able to replace the carpet and got new paint. So that was huge. That was huge for out here. And then I know I needed to get some new window coverings. I wanted a fun open sign that would catch people's attention. I needed to get some wall hangings in here that would be a little bit more inviting, some newer furniture, and I needed a place. I wanted to get DVDs in here for kids, so I needed a storage cabinet for that. For our summertime reading program, I wanted to get a projector screen. We had a projector already, but I wanted to get a screen so that we could use that, and I could show pictures and books and things like that on the screen. My library is only open from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So there's a lot of time that I'm not here. And so I wanted to get one of those clear acrylic brochure holders so I could put flyers and stuff for parents and caregivers and just community information on the outside of my door. My door opens up to the town hall, so we're still inside. My outdoor is still inside. So I wanted to be able to get information to people anytime that they came in to pay their water bill or, whatever. I just wanted them to know that that was accessible.
Kristen,
what's that?
Oh, sorry. I was just going to, what is the general population of Hugo, do you think? And if you'd rather wait with questions to the end.
Oh, no, that's okay.
Okay.
No, please.
Yeah.
We're bouncing right around probably between 950 and 1,000 right now.
Okay.
So we're pretty small.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to get some ceiling decor because I don't have a lot of wall space with my bookshelves and stuff. So I wanted to get stuff I could hang from the ceiling. And then I wanted to make sure that I had an ADA keyboard and mouse available for adults and kids. So those were kind of like my big ideas. And then I had to just, fill in the details as I went. So yeah, we had to pack up all the books, stack them in the building next to us, and get on to adding more color. So that was the tell. That was the main detail. So I'm going to show you guys some pictures. So this is how it changed too. Can you guys see my mouse move?
Yes, absolutely.
Fun. Okay.
And the beautiful carpet too. That's awesome.
So I liked this carpet because to me it looked like cobblestones.
Yeah.
And I just like being outside. So I kind of felt like I was bringing the outdoor in a little bit. And I thought that would be really fun for kids. And you know how they do the, only step on the blue ones and, just stuff like that. So that was kind of fun. I moved my children's area to back here in this corner because I had more space and it wasn't the first thing that you walked into when you walked into the library. And I know that kind of sounds counterproductive, but I had people that wouldn't come in here because they thought all I had was that little selection of kids' books. So they had no idea I was an adult library as well as children's. So I think I have a better picture of this, but I purchased a bookshelf and then I put the whiteboard contact paper on the back of it. So kids could draw and color on the back of the bookshelf and not get in trouble for it. And then I purchased the cabinets. I had like cabinets with no doors on it, so it looked really junky back here in this corner. So I put closed cabinets in there. I have all of my art supplies and my library processing and everything in the cabinets. I kept the purple table, but I moved it up front and put my seasonal books on it. And let's see. Oh, and you can see my leaves. I have snowflakes up now, but I'm going to change them. I bought something for the ceiling for almost every month of the year, but it's like pretty much every holiday or season. So that kind of brings in a little bit more color too and gives something for the kids to look at. So this was my junior nonfiction and then my young adult nonfiction, and they do kind of face each other. So there's a gap in my pictures, but they're on the same aisle now. And before they were on opposite sides of the library, it was very dysfunctional the way it was set up before. And, this way it gives a chance that our juniors that are kind of crossing over, they kind of have both options available to them. And we got a lot more current titles for the younger readers. This section before was maybe about 1.5 sections. And so we were able to get, all of the Diary of a Wimpy Kid books in, the Dog Man, all those popular books that kids are reaching for right now. And then Katie, she does the Lincoln County Bookmobile. So she comes out to the Hugo school and she goes, I don't know what it is with your kids out in Hugo, but they like anything scary. So we got some, the newer Nancy Drew books and, some of the other mystery books, and the I Survived is huge too. So it was nice to get some of those newer, exciting titles in here, and not just a collection of Beverly Cleary, no matter how much we love her, love Ramona, love all those, but we needed more selection. So, and then I purchased new chairs to match the floor and got this table in here. And that's kind of like right when you come in the front door, you can see that's my in and outdoor. That's my brochure holder that I hung up.
Oh.
And so, so that's a little bit more welcoming. And then I have my computers over here now. They were in the far back corner where I couldn't see them. And that was, I kind of wanted to be able to make sure that I could see what was going on. We actually, funny story, we got a letter from our internet provider saying that somebody was illegally downloading cartoons. So I was like, huh. I don't know what they want me to do about that. But so we just moved them, and then I just put some privacy dividers in between them. And that's actually one of those clear acrylic like sneeze guards. And I just left the coating on it instead of peeling it off. So
that's clever. That's so clever. Yeah.
I looked at it. I'm like, I don't have to take this off and recover it. I can just leave it on and it matches the floor. It's fine.
Yeah. Well, you've got a good carpet for matching a lot, intertwining a lot of, or pulling in a lot of different color themes too.
Yeah. And I didn't think the purple looked that bad. So I just, I didn't feel a need to get rid of it. And the previous librarian's husband had built all of the purple and gray book shelving. So I kind of, they still live here. So I kind of felt like that was a little local, sentimental pieces. So we kept them.
Yeah. Oh, sweet.
And let's see, what else did I do? Okay, so here's the keyboard and the mouse that I chose to get. This one has the large print letters on it, but it's also in the like if you're sort of colorblind, evidently they can tell the difference in those shades. So and they're kid friendly. The kids are attracted to these colors, and I actually have more kids going over to this computer now than I do my other ones. So that was kind of interesting to me to find that out.
Yeah, and you're getting some really nice comments, like Christine's just saying, I love that you have the ADA. And I didn't realize that those would be colors that appealed to colorblind.
And I didn't either, because you always hear like the blue, green colorblind and the reds and purple colorblind, but I guess it's the shades, or
okay.
I don't, my son's colorblind and he could see it, but I don't know.
Okay, no, that's interesting, because I learned the same thing too. And we have actually several people on that have joined us today that are K-12 people, and I that was drilled in my brain as a teacher. Or so interesting. Sorry,
I don't know if it's maybe the lime green and the darker blue. I don't know. I'm not sure why, but so I went with it. And then I couldn't have like a makerspace area in my library because it's just too small. I don't have enough room to set up another table in here, so I purchased this cart and I put it over by the kids area, and I just keep it full of all different kinds of art supplies and stuff. And it's really lightweight, so kids can pull it out. It's plastic with a metal frame, so it's super light. I keep coloring stuff on the top, and then all kinds of different little art supplies, felt shapes, and I think there's some googly eyes in there, and the scissors, those are safety scissors. And then the scissors up front, they have like the different jagged, cuts, or the curved cuts and stuff, and glue and popsicles. There's just for kids to be able to play. And then I just keep it stacked full of paper and cardstock at the bottom, so they could pull that out and work with their parents. And I've actually had 2 kids do that, so it kind of made me happy. I'm like, they're actually using it. It's great. And then I purchased this bookshelf, and I purchased all the backpacks to go in it. And they're all the STEM kits and the checkouts and all of that sort of thing. I think I already had the music one, which I found on a shelf behind some books somewhere that wasn't even in the kids area. So we got that out. And then I added these so kids can check them out. So I'm still working on inventorying them, but they're there, they're available. And you can see one's already gone.
Yeah, that's awesome. And we have a comment from Dawn that she loves them. I do too. I was like, this is like being in tiny house. you know,
Yeah.
where you look at things so efficiently. And Dawn's also commenting that bread is such a good book too. So
Yeah, it has a little felt little people in it. So if you have a piece of felt, they can do the story and act it out. I just thought that was adorable. I love that fry bread story. And I know it's like before I had my backpacks and they were hanging on shower hooks and they were on like a rounder that you would see like in a clothes store, and nobody touched them. Nobody even looked at them. And they were still in the kids section. They were over there, but nobody even bothered to look at them. So, but when I got this bookshelf and it was lower and it was a little bit more spread out, kids could just pull them out. They weren't having to reach up for the hooks. It's getting a lot more use now. So I was really happy with that one. And she's just adorable. She comes in
yeah.
all the time. Her mom said I could take her picture and use it for my presentation, but her and her mom come in here at least once a week and they get the backpacks out, they play. She loves it. She asks to come back here now, and that makes me so happy.
Yeah.
So
And
this was
comment too that you have the see-through, for the STEM kits from
yeah,
Tally commented on, and that was the first thing I noticed. You could see what's in there. So
yeah.
yeah.
Lucy, actually, I saw those backpacks in her library over at the Lyman Library, and her backpacks get checked out all the time, and her kids just know them. And she's got a great group. I mean, she's been there for over 20 years, so she's kind of getting like, the kids of the kids that she had, and so she's got some multi-generational things going on there. So she's got a good system set up, and I kind of feel like we're starting from scratch out here. Um, but just knowing that, obviously she can't read the words, but she can play with the colors, and it doesn't matter. As long as she's using it, it doesn't matter, because it's going to
Right.
become familiar to her, and she'll come back for them later, and, it'll progress with her.
Cute.
Yeah, she's adorable. I just want to
Yeah.
pinch her cheeks every time I see her. She's so cute. She's so much personality. And then, so the bookshelf that I purchased was this one, and it's because I had so many, I have so many books. So I kind of took all of the stories that are like silly animal stories, like your Pete the Cat, and all of those funny ones, Click Clack Moo, all of those I put on the top shelf, and then just like the family read alouds that don't really have a category, just just general picture books, I put down here. And then the ones that I broke out for these bins, they're like true animal facts. And then there's a section I have for journeys, which is stories, around the world, just different cultures. I have my bilingual books pulled out. And then I have a section all about, your own body. So toddlers learning about their ears, noses, moods and manners. And so I have those pulled out. And then I have my Dr. Seuss, Curious George, other popular characters that they go to all the time. Over here, I have like my sciencey type of books. I have seasonal, like the weather books, just things that are their own categories that are easy to kind of break out into smaller sections. And kids just like to flip through those bins. So that's how I chose how to divide them out and still kind of keep them categorized.
It's not exactly like genrefying, but kinda like you
Kind
can
of.
go with popular. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it kind of is. And I'm actually redoing all of this again. Lucy, I take so many ideas off of her. Her library is amazing, and I love the things that she does out there. And we share, our communities are so close, we share a lot of patrons. So in my frame of mind, I'm thinking she's got a great system going. Why don't I mirror it? Because it'll help me, because I still work over there some mornings. So if I'm cataloging over there and I'm cataloging over here, it'll help my brain to have them all the same. And then, but also for continuity for the kids' sakes too. So she, it's hard to tell, but you can see like this little thing right here, like she has little pictures that she puts on all of her books for her categories. And then on the front of her shelves, she puts the matching sticker. So kids can start making that connection. So it's kind of a visual connection. It helps with the, visual learning, and kids who maybe are nonverbal, but they're looking for a specific character. It's easier to find, and it kind of makes that connection. So, the books about journeys, they have like a little globe on them. The books about science, they have, a little science beaker or something like that on them. The books about weather have like a little umbrella, just things that'll help them make that connection. So that's how we kind of broke out our books. Holidays, we broke out all of our books about holidays, and there's several other categories, but anyway, so that's what we did as far as categorizing our books. And then here's the DVD cabinet that I purchased, and it's nice, it's big, it's roomy. I have plenty of room to grow, which I'm excited about. We get DVDs donated all the time, and it's not going to fall over. It's got that nice sturdy base, thank goodness. Um, and then along the back wall is all of my junior nonfiction, and then it goes down into biographies over there. So this was really, really bad before, and that section took a lot of work to build up and get current information for these kids to come back and use it. And so there's another picture of the brochures that I have out. I have some on the state parks, places to see in Lincoln County, my Grow a Reader program that I do, that Lyman actually started and I'm piggybacking off of. And so that's stuff that's available all the time. And then I always get people that come in and want me to display their, brochures and pamphlets and stuff. So it's just a good spot to put them all.
That's great.
And then I purchased this. I just love this picture. I think it just summarizes everything a child just, it's just their imagination and books and I don't know, I just like it. It just spoke to me. So I put this up. Oops. I don't know how I just did that. That was pretty neat. I put this up on the back side of that bookshelf too. So if I don't have kids drawing or whatever, on the whiteboard, I could put that down and then they can look at the picture too. So I'm going to try to hang it up on the wall. That's my ultimate goal, iron it and hang it up on the wall. But for now, that's where it's at.
Yeah. And it still works with the carpet. So there you go.
Exactly. I know. I love it. I love it. So those were all of the big things that I did. Okay. I think I stopped sharing. The other thing, I know how to get you guys back now. So the other thing that I did that I didn't get a chance to put the picture on, but it was huge for our community out here, is I had a Native American group come out. And I kind of wrote about it in one of my
You did. I was hoping you'd mention a little. Yeah.
Yeah. I wanted to put a picture up there. I couldn't find the one I was looking for, but they came out and they did this presentation. And it was just supposed to be for my summer reading kids, which is a group of about 12 kids and 12 to 18 kids, which is huge because last year I only had like 4. So that's growing. I'm excited. That was a big jump for me. So I had this group come out and they were expensive, but they were so worth it. And I hardly advertised. I didn't really know how it was going to go over out here. And I ended up with over 70 people here from the community. And it was huge. And they were supposed to do a 1-hour presentation, and they came out in all of their regalia, just all of their, I don't want to say costuming because I don't want to be disrespectful, but just everything. They went all out and it was gorgeous. They brought their drums, so they did all their own music. They had 2 men there that were doing the singing, and they did their performance, and then they stopped, and then they just started talking about their culture, and they started talking about things that they still carry through from their ancestors that they still do. And the kids, they spent 2 hours just answering questions for the kids. It was so great. And I mean, I had one child raise their hand and ask if there were still Indians alive today. And they're like, yeah, yes, there are. We're right here, but they took it in stride and they explained, that there's still reservations and just different things. It was such a neat experience. And the presenters, they were just in awe. And then I had people coming up to me afterwards saying, are you going to have them come back? Are they going to come back next year? When are we going to do it again? And I'm like, oh, if you want to donate money to that, we'll do it anytime.
Yes. Yes.
But it was really gratifying to see how well that turned out, and how much was, shared and learned, and they felt heard, and, they were very well received, and it was just a really, really, really neat experience. And I'm so glad that we went with it and did it. I didn't know really what to expect when I had them come out, and it was by far more than anything I could have asked for. So
I know when I read it, it was like, wow, this is huge. And 70 is amazing.
Here, yeah, it was. I mean, we had from infant all the way up to elderly. It was fantastic. We had everybody here. And the other question that was asked, I had one kid raise his hand and ask, he goes, are you just making noises or are you saying words when you sing? And the guy was like, "Oh, that's such a great question." He goes, "These are actually words, and most of the time they're prayers." And so he got to explain some of his language, and it was just really cool. It was a good time. So
Awesome. Well, Kristen, you should be, I hope you're hearing our silent cheers from from way over here, because you should just be so proud. And, just even reflecting on how much your summer reading has grown as well, because you're talking a 50-70% increase of
yeah.
people in one. So that's huge too. And evidence, I mean, it's clear evidence of your impact and innovation and ingenuity. And yes, so thank you. Any other questions before, because it is 12:30 and I want to honor everyone's time, but any other question? Yeah, thanks, Tally. And yeah, you're getting some kudos. Great job.
Thank you.
Yeah, and so we will, Kristen, be sharing the recording probably tomorrow, or the day after, and we'll push it out. And we usually get several really good hits after that too. And yeah, thank you so much for making our week great.
I was a little long-winded. I did get out in the community, so I did get my last goal check. So we did get out there and we gave out some books and went to a few community festivals and stuff. So I did get that one done too. I had to throw that out there. So
Oh yeah, that's awesome. Well, I appreciate it so much. And I wish you and everyone who joins us a happy holiday break ahead too. We all deserve it, I think.
Thank you so much for the grant opportunity, because I wouldn't have done half of what I did, a quarter of what I did without the grant. I mean, my annual book budget is $500 for the entire library. So I live off of grants.
Can I just say that's criminal?
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, no, I agree. I teach some courses for a university here, and some of the school people, some have none. And I'm
It's
always just like,
ridiculous.
oh my God, except for like book fair.
Yeah.
You just have
It's
to
so
take that.
sad.
Yeah, it's like advocating. So anyhow, well, thank you everyone. And thank you very much, Kristen. And thanks for the inspiring beginning to this week. So
Thank you guys.
all right, have a great week, everyone.
You too.
All right, bye.
Bye.